You don't sing well, Dawn.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're back again, live. It's nothing like being live. I said thank you, God, for life this morning. We are back and in living color. Welcome to the BYOB Weekend Show, because it's the weekend, baby. So it's time to what? Turn it up and turn it out. I am here with my two beautiful co-hosts. I am Rose Fauntleroy, in case y'all didn't know. I could change my name, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave it like it is. I ain't hiding from nobody. And I'm gonna let my other two co-hosts introduce themselves, and then we have something special for you this morning because we have company. So when you have company, you have to be on your best behavior. So I'm going to pass it on off to you all. Oh, and don't forget, y'all, share the broadcast. Please invite your friends, share the broadcast, because what? Sharing is caring. Ladies, take it away.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Have you missed us? We are back like that good habit. We are back. We are back. We know you're so addicted, and so are we. I'm excited about this morning. We're bringing you the good news. As you guys know, I'm Dr. Cynthia R. Armstead, and I am the BYOB Weekend Warrior. We are here. We're so excited to have you guys. We'll be bringing you guys some really great information today. And we do have a beautiful guest co-host this morning. So we are going to be on our best behavior. But I tell you what, you better go and grab your pen and your paper and be prepared to take copious notes, because this information is something that we all need. We're all affected by what she's going to talk about, and we all need to make sure that we are locked down like Fort Knox when it comes to our protection. So I'm not going to steal the thunder. I wouldn't even pretend to know how to do that. I'm going to let Dawn introduce herself and tell you what she does and a little bit about what she knows. Go get your pen and paper right now.
Oh, you guys are amazing. I'm so privileged to be here among beautiful and wise women, part of this BYOB show. So thank you so much for having me today.
You're excited.
Girl, we are excited to have you here. And I see some comments out here. I want to say good morning, Vicki. We missed you
Oh,
too.
good morning, Vicki.
Good morning, Vicki. We love you. Virtual hugs.
Yes, virtual hugs. Good morning, Joanne. Good morning, everybody. As we said, though, we have a guest, so we have to be on our best behavior. We have Miss Dawn McCarty, and she's going to share with us today about cybersecurity. Ooh, what's that? That sounds like something, one, interesting, and two, kind of spooky. Ooky. Because when you think of cybersecurity, you think about all them little gremlins and things that are out there walking around on these internet streets that's trying to reach out and grab us. But Don is going to make sure they don't get us. So, Don, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you do your thing.
Thank you so much, Rose. So you guys might be on your best behaviors, but I'm not going to be on my best behavior. So I am Dawn McCarty. I am the CEO of Securing Everything, which is a company that offers cybersecurity experts on demand, but with a twist. I am going to stir some things up today. So sit tight, relax. Hopefully you've had your coffee. I'm here to let you know that I'm not the typical cybersecurity expert. I am the one that's going to demystify the best kept secret in the cyber world, which is security. Specifically, I'm going to show you how to secure your data, your identity, yourself, your family, your wallet, your credit, your home. And if you work from home, I will show you how to protect your business, your clients' data, your intellectual property that you've been creating, and all of that small business stuff that isn't covered in corporate America's cybersecurity experts or their policies. So what I have done is I am creating the first ever family and entrepreneurial friendly cybersecurity course to make cyber a common household term instead of the word everybody hides from. It's time that we all become one big cyber family. So speaking of family, this is where it's going to start getting tough. So this is some real world concerns that I want to bring to you today. So if you have children and you have a computer, a smartphone, a tablet, and these devices connect to the internet, then I need you to listen up. Turn off all the distractions and turn up my volume because I need you to hear me. I'm going to warn you that this may be not so easy to listen to this morning, but it's something that I'm very, very passionate about, and I will speak and advocate for as far and as wide as I can go and as loud as I can be heard. So buckle up and hear me out because I'm speaking for the children. If you have kids who access the World Wide Web and you know more, and they know more about it than you do, then you need to take my course. Think about when you were a kid. Where was your playground? It was at the schoolyard or maybe at the park down the road. Maybe you lived in near the local park. Now, were you or someone that you know bullied as a child? Remember how that felt, or consider how it must have felt for someone else that had been bullied. When there were only 10 people on the playground during a bullying session back in the day, that's all that knew about it, right? So look, news traveled by word of mouth back then. Now we have Wi-Fi signals and electronic devices. Those playgrounds were nothing like the playgrounds of today. Today, these playgrounds are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, and the audience could be in the thousands. And then if something goes viral, the number just gets out of control from there. So I'm going to warn you again. I'm not going to sugarcoat this conversation. There's a reality here on this issue that we must learn internet security. You must learn internet security so that you can protect your children the best way possible. It isn't all about what may be taking place online. It may be what's not taking place at home. Cybersecurity has become such a well-kept secret that most parents today know very little about it. It sounds complicated, it's dark, it's scandalous. Like Rose said, it's spooky, maybe a little too sexy for some in an open conversation. It's just not a conversation that people feel comfortable talking about. So we've essentially created a rift in the ability to defend against cybercrime because the security aspect of it comes from, or it actually became information technology's successor. We now know that corporate America implements security controls, but the rest of the public has no idea what those are. Well, I'm here to tell you that corporate America does not own the rights to security. So let's go back to cyberbullying and what is happening to our children today. They have way too much information available to them at their fingertips. What does that mean for parents? That means that they do not need to come to you for information, for you to teach them your morals or your standards, because the World Wide Web is doing it for you. It gets worse. Sorry, if you haven't had your coffee yet, hang in here with me because I have to say this. If you are not watching your children while they are online, they are in danger of predators. More and more, the predators are in the position that they have more than enough to choose from. Human trafficking has never been easier for these creeps. And I'm not talking about government agencies. I'm talking about the friend that your child met online that says he's a she, or that she's only 13, or that they're befriending and gaining your child's trust. This isn't only someone pretending to be 13. There are some that are out there just outright coming out and saying, I'm 20, I'm 30, I'm 40. But they just saw your child's post and they wanted to reach out and they want to express to them their admiration or their empathy for what they are going through. Excuse me. So your children need admiration And when, as humans, we need that acknowledgement. We need validation to navigate our way through our childhood. It is how we gauge right from wrong and how we evolve into an adult. So think about this: when we are raising our children, when they're first starting to walk and they take that first step, we go all sorts of cray-cray. And because we're so excited that they are learning how to take their first steps, learning how to walk. And what do? They love that. So what do? They try to make that next step. And they keep doing it because your excitement is inspiring them. That admiration actually teaches your child how to walk. So it's the psychology of all of that the perpetrators use to manipulate your children right on the screen in the next room, or even in the room that you're sitting in right now. Are you watching? Because if you're not watching, if your child is being bullied or minimalized in any way, they'll turn to social media. They can get a dose of empathy from all of their friends, but they're, but they may be getting it from someone that has an ulterior motive. Something as simple as sending your child to the room for a timeout or with unsupervised internet access could be sending them into the comfort of a complete stranger who is all too ready to pour on the love and support and groom your child into trusting them more than they can trust you. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't put children in timeout, or I'm not trying to tell you how to discipline your children. I'm only speaking specifically about what they have access to when we're in these situations. So children are very impressionable. Their minds can easily be manipulated because they are not capable of understanding the risks until they're well into adulthood. They are not capable of dealing with the emotions and navigating the dangerous situations, even when they appear to be so grown up. So I'm going to leave you with a story here. So there's a man who had posed as a teenager online and had befriended this young girl. Now, this girl's parents were really good about setting up the rules around the internet, what she could do, what she couldn't do. The rules were no sharing of identifiable information and nothing other than what was displayed on her screen name. So as time went on, this friend, I'm going to refer to him as the friend, and the girl became pretty good online friends. They never met in person, but they chatted every now and then online. And the girl was getting a little comfortable with talking to this person, but she still followed her parents' rules. She never, ever shared where she lived or her parents' names, and she never gave too much information in their conversation. But one day she did mention that she couldn't talk that weekend because she had a game. Now, this friend didn't ask her what school she went to. He simply said, "Who are you playing?" The girl thought, well, that doesn't identify me or my family. So she told him who she was playing. So what happened next is what I really, really want you to listen to. This friend called the opposing school and asked them about that upcoming game and where they were playing. So as he was scrolling through the photos of this girl's page, there was not a lot of information, but there was a picture of her wearing a jersey. It didn't show the school. It wasn't in front of anything identifiable. It was just, on a field, but there was a number on the jersey. So that seems like, very harmless, right? We have pictures like that go into much more detail these days. So what happened, though, is that the girl only shared 2 pieces of very vague information, and that was enough. So this person actually went to the game. He watched her play. He knew exactly who she was because he knew the number of her jersey, and he knew that was her school playing that opposing team that he called and talked to earlier. So when the girl went to go home, they were safe inside their home. The game was over, and all of a sudden they're about to be shaken up when they heard a knock at the door. And there's a gentleman standing there, and it was the friend, only they didn't know that. And the one that was posing to be this teenager, he was working and searching for predators, and somehow he noticed this girl's post. So when he showed up, all he needed was readily available for him to find his way to her front door. That's the problem here, is it's very vague information, but he got to figure out where she lived just by very harmless information. So What the parents need to know is that everyone on your child's list needs to be someone they know, not just someone that befriended them or sent them a friend request. You as a parent need to know who's on their list so that you can help watch out for that kind of stuff, and so that they are in a safer environment. So it was very lucky that this gentleman was the good guy. He was the good guy, and he was trying to teach a very valuable lesson. And it was something that we see far worse out here online on social media. So this is the kind of stuff that I want to help you in protecting your family. So if you're interested in learning more about what you can do to secure your children and your home and anything else that goes on in your home, I need you to go to bit.ly RU safe sign up, all lowercase, the letter R, the letter U, safe sign up. And I want you to sign up for the information on this course so that you can be notified when it launches. So Rose, I'm going to toss it back over to you, see if we have any questions that I can answer.
Oh, Dawn, that was amazing.
Thank you.
Once again, that was amazing. Wow.
A little tough to have to talk about this early in the morning, but very, very important.
But it's the best time to talk about it because we have everybody's attention, and it's a very important subject. And there are a lot of comments out here. Sherry said this is a little frightening. Yeah, it can be a little frightening, but when we are in the throw, even for children, but for us adults.
Yes. Yep.
For us adults.
Single people.
If I went through you all's pages now, I tell anybody, if you want to know anything about anyone, go to the Facebook page.
I'll tell you that recently, in the last couple of years, I had found my biological father. And I didn't know who my living relatives were. But Facebook helped me figure that out. Facebook helped me piece together who was related to who. I found out whose children, who had children, what their names were, when their birthdays were. I was able to get a lot of information on people just because I was scrolling through their Facebook pages. We share way too much information. And it's fun. And you can. It's totally appropriate to share this stuff with your friends and your family, but not to complete strangers.
Exactly. And we don't think about, like I said earlier, when you're in the midst of sharing and being happy about things that are going on in your life, and especially now when you can't see a lot of people face to face.
Right.
For some people, this is the only medium of contact with their family and friends. And you don't think about that there are bad people out there.
No, we want to see the good. And, COVID aside, we do tend to rely on the monitor way too much. So this year, okay, we have to kind of rely on the monitor. But in years before, we could actually see people face to face, but we were turning more to the monitor. Now we're so engrossed with what we see on the screen, we don't have that personal one-to-one communication anymore. And when we get past COVID, we've got to get back out there and get into face-to-face communication and rely less on the screen. Because like I said before, this screen opens up to the world. It's not your front yard. It's not the cafeteria down the street. It's not the coffee shop that you go and have tea with in the morning. It is the entire world, and you're allowing your children to sit there and get all of this information. It's, back in the day, remember when it was like, oh, TV's the new babysitter?
Right.
Yeah, the internet should not be your child's babysitter.
It really should not. And you said something very powerful, Dawn. It opens us up to the whole world. There are places and people and things that you interact with that you would have never had the opportunity to interact with but for the internet.
Exactly. And I want to stress that point where if you're not teaching your children, the internet will. And it may not be your standards. It may not follow your morals. You have no idea what they would be learning online.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as Dawn said, go to bit.ly/RU safe sign up. That's the letter R, the letter U, safe sign up. and sign up for the different courses that she's going to be launching to teach you how to keep your children safe, to keep your household safe, and to also keep us old folks safe too. Because we get so many email and so many juicy things that you click on because you're curious.
Yeah.
It may not go any further than your curiosity, but your curiosity may open you up to a world of problems. Who was it? Joanne had posted, and I'm not going to put it on the screen, but Joanne said she got hacked in her account, and I'm not going to say which account, for a second time. And
Yeah.
she received an email that someone else knows her password. Joanne, immediately change your password. But use a
Absolutely.
different. Now, let me ask you this: shouldn't she try to use like a different browser to go in and make that change, maybe, or run some some virus software first?
Yeah. You need to have good antivirus software that has internet security. There's a suite that will help to protect that. And it also will help. It includes email. So we really need to do some homework on that, but also don't rely on the free versions because they're only protecting the bare minimum. And I'll tell you what, the hackers are not only looking for the bare minimum. They're going to search for it all. So if you're not protecting it the best you can, you're leaving them this big gap of opportunity. So pay for it. They're not that expensive. They're usually a yearly price that's really reasonable, and it will help protect you. But you have a very good point there, Rose. If you think you've been hacked, anything you're doing on your computer could be detected. It could be sent to whoever it was that hacked your device. So it would be better to do it from a separate device that you haven't been doing a lot of work with online or on the internet. Change your password there. That way, if they have a keylogger or something that they can use to tell what your new password is, and you're right back in the same boat that you were just trying to get out of. So yes, and you want to clean out your history and the cookies and all that stuff. You should be cleaning up your internet options every now and then too. The temporary files. A lot of it is automatic, but not all of it is. So these are things that we can go through in the course and help everybody learn how to do it. But Joanne, definitely change your password from a separate device.
Absolutely. I remember, I'm going to tell you a story, Dawn. And the reason I'm going to say this is because everybody says that Apple doesn't get hacked. And it does. Okay. It may be a little harder to hack our Apple, but they do get hacked. I am living proof.
Mm-hmm.
It happened to me. And I'm going to be honest, I was up all night long trying to remove this software that had been attached to something from my Mac. And it was from a guy. I found out who it was. It was a guy over in Russia.
Oh,
and
wow.
He and this fool were going back and forth all night long. I would change it. I would get part of it out. But these viruses bury themselves down in their root directory. And we ain't going to even get into all of that. But it buries itself deep. So when you think you removed it from one place, it'll pop up somewhere else. And me and this guy were going, I would change things. He would go and change it back. We went, oh my God. I was up. I'm serious. When I finally fixed this thing, because I was barely determined he wasn't going to beat me. When I finally fixed it, the sun was coming up.
Wow. And, it is such a hard thing to deal with. But sometimes, especially in the generations that are not as tech savvy, they are offered opportunities. I mean, how many times do you get that phone call that says, hey, your car's no longer under warranty. We would like to extend an offer to you. No, most of the time, those are scams because you don't normally call you. So the same thing with the computer. They're offering you this tech service that they're going to keep your computer clean, that they're going to do all this performance work on it. Never, never sign up for those. We'll teach you how to do them yourself. You can do this yourself. I promise you, you can do this yourself. But what happens when you sign up for somebody, they're usually in a different country, and they always have a back door. And
Right.
we have no idea how many back doors that they actually have. So Rose, you might have been dealing with several back doors where you
Exactly. Oh
changed
my
it here and he's like,
God.
yeah, nice try. And he went back in and it was able to still get in and access stuff.
And evidently had been in my computer through a back door whatever for a while. Because I'm gonna tell you what happened. Google is my browser.
Mm-hmm.
But every so often my browser would change. When I go to click on a tab, it comes up as another browser. And
That's
I kept
hijacking.
going in. Yep. I kept going in and changing it back. And it didn't click. And then a few weeks later, it's changed back
Yeah,
to
that's
this
a virus.
to this off the wall browser.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally I said, wait a minute. Something is going on. So I did a little Googling and it was a mess.
These you have to figure out what it is. There's ways to look up hijacking and how you can get rid of it, but you really have to figure out what is it, what got installed.
Right.
Sometimes it's an extension, sometimes it's something installed. So yeah, I mean that's definitely a browser hijacking program that
or something that you accidentally clicked on. Because I think it was something I accidentally clicked on, didn't mean to, but sometimes things pop up so quickly.
Well, and you could be totally unsuspecting where yes, I'm buying this, or yes, I want this download, but at the bottom there's a check mark that says, please change my browser. It's sometimes they just come right out and say it. If you don't catch that, then you gave them permission to change your browser. Exactly. So these are things we got to uncheck. I have this class that's uncheck that box or don't touch that box. Mm-hmm. We don't want to sign up for everything.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Does anyone else out there want to put any questions in the chat for Dawn? But make sure you all go to her link, bit.ly/R, safe, sign up, and get on her notification list so that you can find out when she's releasing these courses, because trust me, it's something that we all need. It's something that we all need. It's important, especially in today's time, because we like to see, like you said, we like to see the good in everyone. And you don't want to think that someone is really out to get you and get your information. And then a lot of people say, not say it, but a lot of people say, oh, I don't have anything to protect. It's no big deal. If somebody were to hack me, trust me.
Oh, you have no idea.
Create havoc in your life.
Yeah, so it's definitely, I hear a lot of, oh, it won't happen to me. You have no idea what will happen to you. You may not even know what has already happened to you. So we are no longer living in the age of that won't be me. It is definitely going to be. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of when. And this year, we have so many more people working from their home networks. I'm really concerned about the potential that these bad actors have, because we are not as protected as corporate America. This is why I'm on this Are You Safe campaign, because we have to secure the average home so that people know what to do. It's not something that corporate America owns the rights to. We have to get that down to the ground floor.
Right. And that's a good point too, Don. You said corporate America doesn't own the rights to that, because a lot of people think it's only big companies in corporate America and hospitals and big things that get hacked. But Target got hacked, which means you got hacked.
Yeah. And if you make an income, or if you have money in a bank, if you have animals, if you have children, you are a target. You are a target.
That's right. So you all, it can be a really cruel world out here.
Yeah, but we want to help you protect it before it happens to you.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate being here again. Thank you for the invite. And what's Sherry saying? Yes, absolutely. Sign up. I have categories out there too that everybody can select what their interests are, so I can see where the needs are. And I want to share this information that people are really, really needing and focused on. And then I also want to expand that, because, we got to start somewhere, but I want to make sure that it's something that people really, really want to see.
Absolutely. And thank you all for joining us. And thank you for sharing and inviting your friends, because that's what it's all about. It's not just about keeping you safe, it's about keeping your friends and passing it from person to person to
Our
person.
cyber family.
Cyber family, just like you said, so we can root out these cyber viruses and these cyber bullies and criminals.
Yeah,
So with
absolutely.
that being said, Don, is there anything else you want to tell the people before we roll out?
No, other than go ahead and sign up at bit.ly. Are you safe? Sign up and use the hashtag Are You Safe? This is a campaign that I want to make sure that we're doing a check and balance with each other. So if I see something that somebody might be doing that could be risky, I can just put the Are You Safe hashtag in there. And all it's going to do is make you think, wait a minute, do I need to think about this? So it just helps everybody to be aware at their fingertips. What are you doing that you need to think about? Am I being safe? So use the hashtag Are You Safe everywhere that you see things going on that we need to remind people.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Don, for joining us. And see, we were on our best behavior this morning. I didn't sing. I didn't do any of that good stuff. Unfortunately, Dr. Cynthia had a little technical difficulty, because when you live, sometimes that's what happens.
That's
So
right.
anyway, thank you all for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Share the broadcast even when we're gone. If you stop by and we're not here, we want to see hashtag replay to let us know that you came by to see us. Unfortunately, we weren't here then. We will be back a little later today and tonight. So we will see you then. Have a great weekend on purpose.
Thank you.